Right, we're back live with you tonight here on In Focus. The National Education, Health and Allied Workers Union says health workers are being forced to work in deplorable conditions due to the high number of unclaimed bodies in state mortuaries. The union is worried about the toll this is taking on its members. Workers have allegedly been dealing with overcrowding and having to work with decomposing bodies. All right, Ayanda Zulu is joining us now for more on this, speaking on behalf of KwaZulu-Natal's Nehawu. He's the provincial secretary there. Ayanda, good to have you, and thank you very much for coming on. What is the cause of this? What is leading to amounts of bodies remaining so high that are unclaimed, others even going for years?
Thank you very much. Greetings to you and the listeners. I think that it is important that we clarify that as the National Education, Health and Allied Workers Union, for some time we've been making a call to the Department of Health in KwaZulu-Natal to say for some time, because of different reasons, you remember that KZN had floods, there was also a July unrest. So the origins of these overcrowding, even though it has been there for some time, but some of them originate from that, and some parts originate from the fact that there used to be a mortuary in the central part of Durban, which was closed on the basis of non-compliance, which meant that the community that was serviced by that mortuary needed to now rely on one mortuary that is in Phoenix, and some then have to be serviced by another mortuary which is in Pinetown. So the major reasons are those two.
What is the department then doing in terms of effort to identify the families of the deceased, but also in assisting certainly to ameliorate the kind of pressures that you're talking about, where some bodies are even beginning to decompose?
We've been raising this with the department. Remember that there's a role that can be played by the department, but there's a role that needs to be played by the South African Police Service, because there are regulations that are outlined by the National Health Act that stipulates that after the bodies have not been identified, have not been claimed for 30 days at minimum, therefore the state must be responsible in terms of the burial. We do think that is what have been lacking. When we raised this issue in Pietermaritzburg, we saw about 80 to 90 bodies that were buried. There is a mortuary called Fort Neighbor in Pietermaritzburg. So that's a call that we have been making with the department to say they need to work closely with SARS, because the working conditions become extremely terrible. Overcrowding, and this overcrowding is taking place when the system of health is severely understaffed.
So are the facilities themselves undergoing some challenges? I mean, fridges, are they not working? Why are bodies decomposing?
Sometimes there are some technical problems. That is why this morning we had an interview with Newzroom Afrika. We're just almost 500 meters away from the mortuary, but you could hear the smell when you are passing there. We have, on many occasions, when we are doing our inspection as the union, because we wanted to do this fact-finding after we have received the reports from our members, the smell is unpleasant. You can see that our members are working at extremely difficult conditions. So there are times when our members do report that there are some technical faults within the fridges on the basis of the severely overcrowding. You can see that if one mortuary is closed and the community that was serviced by that mortuary moved to the northern part of Durban. Therefore, the system is going to take a lot of stress.
Now, you're saying amongst the people who are not doing their job is the police, and part of it is unreasonable, prolonged investigations. What are the police saying around that? I mean, will it not interfere with their work because they need that evidence until it is processed? I suppose they cannot unreasonably fast-track the process if investigations are still underway.
Yeah, no, we do understand that part. But you remember that, as we have earlier indicated, that sometimes they would tell us that because most of the people who are unclaimed, we find that they've died on some unnatural death, and some, as I've indicated, that their families have not come forth. Some you'll find that they are foreign nationals, and also you'll also find that you'll also find that the foreign nationals. So it's quite a different or a difficult to deal with the unclaimed bodies. But we have said it's we must respect the role that the police are playing in terms of investigation. But at the same time, the police must be implemented so that we do not find our institutions or our forensic centers not complying with the occupational health and safety standards, because they do compromise the lives and also the safety of our members.
Provincial Secretary of Nehawu KwaZulu-Natal, that's Ayanda Zulu. Thank you very much, and we appreciate you coming on this evening. Right.